Munchkin adversary. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I watched one from someone by the name Ryan Venceslau. I do apologize if I said the last name of your YouTube username wrong. I suck sometimes, but the thing is, yeah, I watched this video at a different time, and I felt like even though I made my own response, I left out things I really should have said. I should have added to it because when people make videos on like Akai Jane and my friend Sonic93 slash Root or Ruth, commonly known as Ruth, it's like the whole narrative gets shifted over and over again, and it just needs to stop. I'm not saying Ryan is guilty of it. I still have my mind to wrap things, around over. And this is not an attack video at all. This is also definitely not a call out video on Ryan. It's just me saying like, hey, I'm cautioning you. Wherever you're going with this video, please be considerate if you haven't of how Akai Jane may feel and how Root may feel because Root's been traumatized by a lot of stuff, and Akai I thought was traumatized by certain things on her end, and it's not going to help them to move on. You know, I get it's the internet. I get that there's different people, and you may have a different opinion in general or different motive, meaning that you're not doing it to hurt them. You're just saying your thoughts, whoever. But our actions, depending on what we do and say, can still influence somebody. You know, and even if it's someone who purposely uses our video to attack someone, that's not on us. That's on them. Just saying. But I saw some things that were kind of like opening the door to that, even though you were not purposely doing it, Ryan. So that's why I'm gonna go back and talk about. I'm gonna watch the video, and then too, when it comes to Root and Akai, the thing is they're trying to move on, and they this is Moon this video on RioluPuppy, and I'm gonna apologize to RioluPuppy very soonish. Um, the thing is, they're trying to move on from this, and this is only a year ago that she complimented Root and Moondisc. This is Akai right here on the Cobalt Sky 39. She says, despite I wasn't full into problems between Ruth and AmyChan, that is, I still see the whole drama was filled with damn misunderstandings and misinformations. I know how it feels. Very, very bad. It hurts. I really regret I couldn't be part of this documentary, but the memories of drama affected my mental life. I still try to avoid any drama as much as possible. In short, I knew I wouldn't be disappointed of your work, guys. Just make a hope it will be just good in the bad beginning. Great job. By the way, Moon, amazing job at drawing my Jane. Sexy chick. And this is someone that was a troll with a fake account trying to raise drama again that I pointed out on the Rilo's video. Jim, B7798, it's a fake account. I clicked on their profile before, and the thing is, Rilo did talk to me recently, and she apologized for a number of things. And even though she has a different like idea of what happened and whatnot, I still managed to like say my piece to the point where I'm like, hey, I'm gonna leave you out of future video call outs and stuff. I mean, if I mention her, it's not to call her out basically. Because Rilo, come to find out, is a victim of believing hearsay and carrying it out for folks who put you under the influence. And that's not fair. That's not right. People do get used like that. They do. You have people who make you. That is a really. I don't mean to go right here. I mean to go right here. That's better. Sorry about that. I don't want to make you look bad. The thing is, Rilo, like people have said, she has potential, great potential. Away from all this stuff that people seem to have gravitated her into. And, I thank you, Rilo, for responding to me. But when it comes down to Ryan, you're not like that. With going after someone or carrying out hearsay, I don't think. But still, you can get weaponized just by talking about something you don't know about. And if you say something that really doesn't match up to the general narrative, or even a narrative that probably wasn't real to begin with, people are just going to try to find a reason to attack you or use you. It really sucks. It's too much going on like that, especially with a truce between Root and Akai going on. They're on better terms, but it's like it's like what happened before. But the thing is, we have AmyChan right here. I'm gonna put a timestamp with stuff when I show stuff. AmyChan is not innocent. I tell you this because first of all, this is back in 2020. She was gravitating Akai towards the option of talking to who she helped to slander as an abuser. If Root is an abuser, if Root did all these horrible things, I'm talking about Sonic93, my friend, then why are you leaving it up to her, to Akai, to go back and talk to a quote-unquote abuser? The narratives don't match. There's so many things wrong with the situation itself. The whole drama, the whole hate crime against Root. And this is why I say, Ryan, please caution yourself. If you're going to talk about certain things, please caution yourself, or better yet, it's best not for you to talk about the drama because people are going to try to use you. But also, I want to say this too. I have subtitles on because Ryan speaks a different language, which is no problem at all. If anyone is going to like, oh, cringe, you're watching a video where someone speaks a different... Listen, don't be disrespectful to Ryan. Don't be disrespectful to me all because, I gotta make a lie about you. No, you don't. That's what you did to Sonic93. That's what you did to Akai and other people. Whoever does that is. I'm not saying this to Ryan, but yeah. Now, the thing is, you may be in a different country. You may be in the States. I don't know. Like, regardless, if you speak a different language, I'm going to find a way to translate or, put up a translation so I can actually listen to what you're saying because I want to know what you're saying. I want to hear you out. That's really important, people, especially when you're fact-checking, because a lot of people didn't do that in the Sonic93 drama. So, here we go.
Vocês não vão acreditar nisso. Esse é Histórias da Internet de Esquisitão de Sonic, grande novidade, mas eu não peguei as informações desse vídeo do iceberg do DeviantArt. Eu sei, isso pode ser bem chocante, mas eu peço que você se acalme e não se desinscreva do canal.
So Ryan is asking, and you probably noticed, but for some folks who don't understand, he's asking us to just calm down and stuff. Don't unsubscribe because if I'm understanding correctly, like because he's talking about this or what, like don't get mad over this, please. Basically, he's trying to urge people like, hey, just relax. It's not that I'm calling these people out, no.
Agora, sério, eu nem queria fazer mais vídeo seguido de histórias da internet sobre esquisitão de Sonic. Eu queria esquisitão de alguma outra coisa para variar. Mas no último vídeo dessa série, o que foi sobre a Princess Elizabeth 013...
He said he didn't even want to do it, but I didn't really quite understand the other thing because I'm thinking that the YouTube translation is kind of wonky at times. But yeah.
Enquanto eu estava pesquisando sobre ela na enciclopédia dramática, o site me recomendou a página de uma outra local. Essa outra, no caso, conhecida como Akai Jane.
Wait. This one, in the case of okay, now you two, you suck. Sorry, I whatever. But recommended me the page of another. This is what I'm looking at right now. You talking about Princess Elizabeth 013, who I've heard of before. But who recommended? The site recommended you. The page of another logo.
Essa outra, no caso, conhecida como Akai Jane. E quando eu vi os desenhos que ela posta, só veio uma coisa na minha cabeça. Eu preciso fazer vídeo sobre ela. Antes de falar sobre...
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What? Only one thing came to my mind. Wait, what? Okay. When I first watched this video, I didn't see this part. My mind didn't click. I do apologize, but I did not see that part. You need to make that video? This video? Okay. Yeah, dude, I have a different perspective. And I didn't even remember. If I forgot, I do apologize. I didn't remember Akai being on Encyclopedia Dramatica. But I don't even like that site, but that's not why I'm here.
Preciso fazer um vídeo sobre ela. Antes de falar sobre as coisas idiotas que a Dahlia fez, uma
Before talking
curiosidade.
about stupid things that Dahlia did, you don't have to talk about what she did. You really don't. If it was really important, then I can see why. If it was a big red flag, it was never resolved, and trying to help resolve it, then yes, but no, it's not worth it. People, you don't have to keep talking about people all because they did something stupid. I mean, we all make mistakes. And even if it was borderline cringy or something, it's like, what is the point? Who are you helping? Oh, you're helping people who come across your videos, whoever you are. And no. Anybody can make that excuse. You have to put a limit on your actions, on your reasonings, or whatever. Because Akai is a human being, Ryan's a human being, Sonic93 is a human being, but, there's certain things we do that, especially me, that, aren't always necessary.
Antigamente, tinha uma antiga youtuber de Sonic chamada Sonic93 e ela fez alguns 12 vídeos sobre a Akai Dahlia e um usuário baixou todos esses vídeos e reupou eles. E no total, esses 12 vídeos têm 4 fucking horas.
This is what I don't exactly understand. I don't know if you're saying, oh, AmyChan's name is right there. I don't know if you're saying you actually downloaded them. I apologize if I misunderstand, because the way I'm reading the YouTube, whatchamacallit, yeah. Reread them, and in total, these have I won.
A Sonic93 tem algumas polêmicas dela e talvez no futuro eu faça um vídeo sobre ela. Agora,
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it. Not unless you weigh in on it by looking up like the different videos on Sonic93, and you listen to her side, and you actually put like the puzzle pieces together, and you can see like who's saying what, because the thing is, it's very, very one-sided. People have said all these things about Root, and the accusations themselves, her doing criminal things, it's not true at all. If she has made mistakes in terms of being kind of mean to people or whatnot, that's not the same thing as her being a groomer, a child groomer, a manipulator or abuser or a doxer, or letting people dox, because there are people who don't even match up the narratives properly with the, with whatever they're saying. That stuff isn't true. But people have found reasons to just attack Root left and right, much like how folks went after Akai, which is not really what Sonic93 and AmyChan did, even though the videos were excessive. But also, to anybody who keeps saying Sonic93 did this to Akai, please stop leaving out AmyChan. And please stop going after Sonic93 over Akai. There's been a truce, and you're getting the narratives wrong.
Agora voltando a falar sobre a Dahlia, eu acho que para explicar o porquê que eu fiquei tão chocado com os desenhos dela ao ponto de decidir que eu precisava fazer um vídeo sobre ela, eu acho que para vocês...
You did not need to make a video on Akai. Not like this, at least. I'm not saying people don't have a right to share their opinions. It's just the fact that there's a difference between sharing your opinion and docking on somebody for being cringy and all that stuff. There's a difference. I don't even make videos on people being weird or cringy or whatnot. I don't, because it's not worth it. We're different. We're going to have our fantasies. We're going to have our lives. I make videos out of concern. Even if I'm jabbing people, I'm concerned. Because a lot of people ignore the concerning parts of life, and they rather focus on, oh, this is cringe, this is cringe. It's like, please, enough. We are in a bad situation as it is globally, technically, with a lot of political stuff I don't want to mention right now happening that affects us all. And folks like you rather focus on someone being cringy? That's not good.
Vocês entenderem, eu só preciso mostrar alguns dos desenhos dela. A Dahlia era uma self-shipper que ficava shippando a OC self-insert dela com o Sonic e o Shadow. Bem parecido com o que a Princess Elizabeth 013 fazia, mas o que torna a Dahlia especial é a interpretação dela do Sonic do Shadow, que só para avisar, é uma das coisas mais cringes que eu já vi na minha vida. Então se prepara e aqui estão alguns dos desenhos dela.
Hey, oh crap, perfect timing before I even say something. Let's just do this.
Ela desenha.
No offense, but that guy acts like he's never seen anything worse by far. It is far worse than what you call cringe here. Like, really. I mean, yes, I will agree that there's certain things that may be off-putting in our eyes, one way or another, but it doesn't mean that it's disgusting or gross or stupid or horrifying. It may be offensive to people depending on what it is. When I saw Akai's work, I would say, yeah, I thought it was off-putting at times and stuff, but she has a beautiful art style. She really does. You know, even her OC is beautiful. Even she's beautiful. But it's not something for me to globally make fun of and say, oh, hey, everybody, look at this. What's she I'm not trying to put her down. Please leave her alone.
O Sonic e o Shadow como namorados malandros abusivos, ou como as pessoas de 2017 diriam, Zé Droguinhas. Eu vou limpar minha boca depois de ter usado essa palavra cringe.
Wait, what? What the fuck? Okay, what? What did you... Now, I don't trust YouTube 100% with the whatchamacallit, the translations, but I think it's accurate to a certain degree, if not further. And it's like, her drawing, she drew Sonic as badly abusive boyfriends.
Ou como as pessoas de 2017 diriam,
2017.
Zé Droguinhas. Eu vou limpar minha boca depois de ter usado essa palavra cringe. Eu acho alguns dos desenhos dela simplesmente inacreditáveis. Sonic com tatuagem. Sonic com tatuagem. Mesmo quando ela não faz essa versão malandro do Sonic do Shadow, eles ainda são extremamente romantizados. Sonic maromba da academia. Mas apesar desses desenhos ridículos que a Dahlia faz, eu não tenho muita coisa para dizer sobre ela. A Dahlia nunca teve uma polêmica muito absurda ou extremamente pesada. Foi só ela fazendo os desenhos esquisitos dela e às vezes ela brigava com pessoas que criticavam ela por isso. Mas ela nunca fez nada criminoso, só essas fanarts ridículas. Então bom, o que eu ainda tenho a dizer sobre a Dahlia é que muitas pessoas fizeram vídeos de rant sobre ela. Chega a ser assustador o tanto de pessoas.
Oh my freaking goodness. You know, here's the thing. I'm glad I watched your video too before. I didn't think about this before, but the amount of people who went after my friend Root and possibly went after AmyChan in the beginning. This is why I'm like, people, y'all go after a silver fangirl over 12 videos or whatever. How many of she had with AmyChan? And y'all act like she's the worst person in the world, even though it may have been excessive. She was not sending threats or breaking Akai's spirit or whatever. It probably made Akai uncomfortable, but you don't try to rub in salt and pepper and make it sound like, oh, she did all these horrible things. You do not slander upon what Sonic93 might have done wrong. But you did. But look at all these people are talking about. I'm not saying all these were bad videos, because I didn't see these videos before. This is being shown in Ryan's video. But so many people were talking about Akai. Much like how many people were talking about Ruth. It's ridiculous if, you know, they happen to be all negative videos like, oh, this person, this person, this person, this person. What about what's happening in real life that's affecting us all? COVID was a big thing, well, bigger thing back then, around that time, if not a bit later. So how does this justify the amount of people who went after Akai, who went after Root? I'm not saying they all did, but still.
Que fizeram esses vídeos. Mas o motivo principal que tantas pessoas fizeram vídeos assim sobre ela não é só pela forma interessante que ela vê o Sonic e o Shadow é também porque a maioria dos desenhos dela são extremamente sexualizados ou só pornô mesmo. E muitas pessoas fizeram vídeos criticando ela por causa disso, o que pessoalmente eu não concordo. A OC dela é um self-insert ridículo, sim. A forma que ela vê o Sonic e o Shadow é ridícula, sim. Mas ela não estava machucando ninguém fazendo os desenhos NSFW dela.
Here's the thing. I like that you were basically saying she wasn't hurting anyone by making her NSFW drawings. You know, I might have a different opinion now from what I was thinking before in regards to her drawings. I felt like, yeah, certain things were off putting with what she's done. I don't completely agree with you, but at the same time, I do appreciate it, even if I'm right or wrong, because she wasn't trying to. She wasn't trying to, but at the same time, it was more like she wasn't being responsible, in my opinion, with certain things. But that doesn't mean she was malicious. To me, Akai wasn't a criminal person. You're basically saying she's not a criminal. She wasn't. She isn't. That's true. She's a human being, even though some of her actions, if not more, were not really good. But that doesn't mean she deserves to be punished and all these things. No, 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 no. But carry on.
O único problema desses desenhos dela, na minha opinião, é que ela está claramente romantizando relacionamentos abusivos. E pela quantidade de desenhos que ela fez assim, fica até parecendo que ela tem fetiche com isso. Tipo...
And I would agree, you know? It gives people, you know, wrong messages and stuff. Not all her art, because even as Sonic93 has said herself, like, she has beautiful artwork. And she said that to me. And she's right. And I like how you're basically saying, hey, you know, all that aside, she's not a bad person. It's just, you know, some things are really cringy and whatnot. But the way your video started out and some things that you may include in here, if I remember correctly, I feel it's going to sting Akai to the point it's like, yeah, dude, you probably shouldn't have put it in this video. Like, it wasn't really worth talking about. I mean, you sharing your opinions, your feelings, your thoughts or whatever, that's different though.
Olha esse desenho que ela fez da OC dela como uma fada e o Sonic prende ela dentro de um jarro de vidro e fica falando sobre como ela é linda e como ela é toda dele. Que porra é essa? Próxima coisa, como eu já disse, a OC da Dahlia é um self-insert que namora com o Sonic e o Shadow. Então, como a Dahlia é apaixonada pelos dois, ela odeia a Amy. E ela fez esse lindo desenho dela sendo abraçada pelo Sonic e o Shadow, enquanto o Shadow aponta uma arma pra Amy.
The thing about it is that when it comes to that drawing of AmyChan, not AmyChan, Amy Rose, or I don't know if Akai wants to remember that. I don't know. I don't know if it's still on her DeviantArt or what or wherever. I don't exactly remember what you said about how you are showing these drawings, and you know that's a fail on me. But she's not going to be able to move on if people are going to keep talking about what's cringe and making fun of her artwork and whatnot, because I get it. She made the art. Some people are going to say, oh, well, she's the one who made it. Why are you worried, Munchkin? Because she's a human being. And some people, they don't want you doing this to them all because, oh, you have an invitation and stuff. They just want to draw. They just want it to find their escape. And in order to find their escape, they're probably going to behave a certain way that may be cringy or not cringy to other people, or may be factually cringy, but it's like they don't know any better at times. And even if they do something that's really wrong and, you know, worth pointing out, it's not up to us to gatekeep their actions and say, oh, look at this, and then pass the torch to another person so they say it. You know, you have to have a good reason, like Sonic93 said, you know, to call someone out or to talk about certain things. And she's not the only one who said it. There's a lot of YouTubers who have actually said something like that I can actually, you know, imagine. Like, hey, when do you put a stop to your rants or your whatchamacallit when it comes to people who are actually suffering from depression? And yes, Sonic93 and AmyChan, the way they approached Akai, it wasn't really 100%. It wasn't exactly good. They had points that they were making, yes, but the approach was off by far. Not completely, but still. Making 12 videos or 11, how many? Yeah.
Não tem muita coisa a dizer sobre isso, é só um desenho idiota que eu queria mostrar. Próxima coisa que, na minha
Just a stupid drawn. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. There's not much to say about.
Isso é só um desenho
It's just a
idiota
stupid
que eu
drawing that
queria
I just
mostrar.
want to
Próxima
show.
coisa, que na minha opinião
It,
é a mais importante de todas, a Daya parece ser uma pessoa com muitos problemas emocionais. Depois de algumas brigas na internet, ela postou isso no DeviantArt dela. Eu estou chateada comigo mesma, porque eu tenho uma personalidade doentia.
damn it.
E agora eu percebi que vocês estão certos.
So I'm just trying to read this. To anybody who can see through this, kudos. I'm gonna read this. I'm upset on myself. This is from Akai. Because I have a sick personality, and I've realized they or you're right. I'm a beach. Sadly, one time I can be kind, warmly forgiving, sensitive, but second time as mean, bad, malicious. The one word beach. I was always like that. Also, I feel sorry to my lovely mommy for me. I just don't know how to control this. I worry for my future. I'm so sorry for my behavior. I'm bipolar, sadly. I'm actually also bipolar, and I deal with PTSD. I don't remember if Akai has PTSD, but still, I should leave the DeviantArt, but I don't want. I've gotten used to this place. Anywhere else, I don't talk to people because I have nowhere. Don't take my apology if you don't want to. I've just told you the truth about me. I'm also self masochism mentally. I like to hurt myself. I'm aware of my hard, sick, and strange personality. This is literally a cry for help. I don't know if I've seen it before, but this is definitely a cry for help to the point where it's like, I would not make cringe response videos on Akai, especially. I would just probably talk about what's happened, like on Discord, from a friend to another, like DM my thoughts and whatnot. I wouldn't make it all public because we can see this for ourselves one way or another. Even if we can't, it's probably not worth looking at it because again, Akai wants to move on.
Eu sou uma puta.
I don't know if you were laughing about that or not, but if you were, dude, that's not really cool.
Uma hora eu posso ser boa, amigável, perdoável e sensível. Mas um segundo depois eu me torno agressiva, má, maliciosa e a pior palavra de...
Yeah. That's like the second time you've shown something mentioned that she called herself a beach, I think. And it's, if you're really highlighting that, please stop.
Todas puta. Eu também sinto pena da minha amável mãe por mim. Eu simplesmente não sei como controlar isso. Eu estou preocupada com o meu futuro e eu peço desculpa pelo meu comportamento. Eu sou bipolar, infelizmente. Eu deveria ter saído do DeviantArt, mas eu não quero. Eu me acostumei com esse lugar. Qualquer outro lugar que eu vou, eu não falo com as pessoas porque eu não tenho onde. Você não precisa aceitar as minhas desculpas, se você não quiser. Eu falei a verdade sobre mim. Eu também sou automasoquista mentalmente, eu gosto de me machucar e eu sei da minha difícil, doentia e estranha personalidade.
I do apologize, first of all. Since Ryan, I mean, I knew he was going to read this, I just didn't know that the YouTube translator was actually going to be spot on, if not near accurate, with what he's saying. So that's a fail on me, but hey, live and learn, right? Made a reference. Crush 40.
É um pedido de desculpa bem vitimista e cheio de erros de inglês, mas eu acho que pelo menos isso mostra que ela não é uma pessoa ruim, diferente de outras pessoas que eu já falei nessa série. Próximo.
I like that you say that. I like that you say that. At least you acknowledge that by far. So your video was not like a waste to make. No, you have a right to speak your mind. It's just the approach with certain things in it. I feel like, hey, that's not really cool and whatnot, especially when it comes to her being like cringe or like quote unquote cringe or whichever, but you have a right to say what's on your mind, express yourself about another person. Yes, especially if people like us can learn, that certain folks who appear cringy to one group are not really cringy at all, or they could be, but there's more to their story. They're not a bad person. All this, all that stuff. So yeah, I do appreciate that.
Próxima coisa, a comic que ela fez shippando o Sonic e o Shadow. É uma comic yaoi do Sonic e do Shadow, até aí idiota, mas nada demais. Porém, como já era de se esperar, a comic
Uh,
coloca os dois em um relacionamento abusivo, onde o
uh,
Shadow fica se for...
okay, this is where I'm like, you're showing this, and I don't know. I don't know if she has it somewhere where people can just show it, and I don't know, but I feel like certain things in this video they don't really help. Like, I get it. Certain things she's done, it was off-putting, but a lot of us have done off-putting things or things that could be deemed subjectively off-putting one way or another, and it's not something to talk about in public all because it happens, all because, oh, this person did that. Then I may as well, like, if I was you, Ryan, if I made a video like this and you saw my video and I'm like, oh, look at what Ronald McDonald did, the real life Ronald McDonald did. He did something with his bed sheets. I'm not gonna even say any real details of that because yeah, not safe for work. And then you're like, well, okay, Munchkin, I may as well say that you sleep under your bedroom mattress. You see? You could roast me over that all because I keep talking about other people, what they do. That's not really meant to be said in public because it's like, hey, to each their own, their privacy. Oh, but her artwork is in public. It's like, still. When do we draw the limit?
Conversando em cima do Sonic até o Sonic aceitar namorar com ele. Por algum motivo, algumas pessoas gostaram dessa comic na época que a Dahlia tinha postado ela. E a Dahlia ganhou uma certa popularidade por causa dessa comic. Mas um tempo depois, ela decidiu apagar essa comic por ela não shippar mais o Sonic e o Shadow. Provavelmente porque agora ela shippa ela mesma com eles. E bom, é meio que isso que eu tenho a dizer sobre as coisas de Sonic que ela fez na internet.
I mean, if it's not there, if I'm understanding correctly, if she deleted it, then it's really no point in showing this stuff. Like, I would just talk about my feelings in regards to Akai and whatnot, and I would get to the point definitely, instead of like showing things that she may not want people to see nowadays or whatever. I don't know Akai Dahlia's Jane's feelings inside out, like completely and all that, but going by what I've read, what she said elsewhere, what she said to Moondisc and Root Sonic93, she's really trying to move on from this, and she was affected by this like a great deal.
Há alguns anos atrás, ela apagou a conta do DeviantArt dela, que tinha ficado famosa por causa de pessoas criticando os desenhos que ela posta. Então a última coisa que eu tenho pra falar sobre a Dahlia nesse vídeo são algumas das imagens que ela postou sobre a vida real dela. A Dahlia postou algumas imagens do quarto dela e chega a ser assustador o tanto que ela é obcecada.
Scary and how queer she is. The words. I don't know how many people it will be offensive or feel offensive, but it just sounds offensive the way you're saying it. At least to me, it's like, okay, you say scary how queer she is, obsessed with
Com Sonic
and Shadow. Now, if it's a YouTube thing and you didn't say queer in your language, I do apologize and I blame YouTube for that. But if you're saying in your language that she's scary and queer, like with her session with Sonic and Shadow, it's like if she was being scary, if it was worrisome, I mean, I get it. If it's scary, I get it. But to say queer in that mix, it's like, dude, I think it's too much. And then you go into this,
Um monte de bonecos e pelúcias, um monte de posters na parede. Ela tem uma mochila do Sonic e do Shadow e uma camisa do Shadow. E olha, sendo sincero, eu nem duvido que ela tinha coragem de sair de casa vestindo isso. Tem um boneco de segurar a caneta do Sonic e a pior parte, ela postou uma foto dela mesma na vida real. E ela não é feia.
The worst part, what come on, what the fuck? The worst part, let me go back. What did you say, or what is YouTube saying you said? The worst part is that she posted unreal. Why is it the worst part?
Feia. E bom,
She's not ugly
isso.
and well, that's
Como já
it.
disse, a Dália nunca
said,
fez
Dália
algo
never
monstruoso ou criminoso.
Monstrous or criminal.
Mas eu achei tão bizarro
found...
a forma que ela vê o Sonic e o Shadow que eu precisava fazer esse vídeo. Mas é isso, espero que tenha gostado. Tchau.
The thing is, dude, going back to Akai, I'm gonna say that it's like with Root. Their pictures on the internet, and what the hell? Okay, I'm trying to go back. Sorry. Their pictures are online. I get that. But where do we draw the line with where we feature them? Someone can say, oh, Sonic93 posted her picture online, so why can't I post on the Wikitubia and make fun of her and mention her elsewhere and put it because she didn't do that for you to do that? They didn't give you permission to do that, right? But then you may say, oh, well, freaking Dunsville didn't give Munchkin Adversary permission. Dunsville is a very, very bad person. And then that's for another video to talk about. There's a difference. When it comes to Akai, someone who is trying to move on, someone who doesn't really like, certain mistakes that she's made by far, someone who actually is better than how we may have seen her, she's a human being like everyone else. Yes, Dunsville is also a human being despite all that mess. Again, different video. But I see the similarities between Akai and Root. I'm not sure if she brought it to my attention before when she was telling me about Akai, when she went through and what happened between them. But the thing is, having this stuff in this video and saying that the worst part is that she's posted a picture of herself in real life, it's like, well, how is that the worst part? Are you being sarcastic and complimenting her out of that? Or was it really something bad about her posting her image? Is it because it's embarrassing to be very cringy or have like cringy actions or things that are subjectively cringy to the point that you post a real life selfie of yourself and people are going to donk you? What is it that you're trying to say? Yes, she is beautiful. Yes. And she has talent. It's like Sonic93 said about it. She has talent.
Feia. E bom, é isso. Como eu já disse, a Dália nunca fez algo monstruoso ou criminoso, mas eu achei tão bizarro a forma.
Yes, she never did do anything monstrous or criminal. And that's the thing. You talk about, like, I'm not saying you, but generally, if you talk about Root, someone's going to say she did something criminal and monstrous, and that's not true either. And that's what bothers me, because they think, oh, if you act like a jerk in a certain way, even, to the eyes of the beholder who calls you a jerk, they have every right to say, oh, you did much, much, much worse. They're going to super serum what they saw by saying, oh, you tried to take over the world just because you call somebody an idiot. That doesn't work like that.
Que ela viu o Sonic e o Shadow que eu precisava fazer esse vídeo. Mas é isso.
Again, you didn't need to make the video all because it was bizarre. What she did was bizarre. Why not talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? That's bizarre. Actually, that's a bad example. I was trying to make a joke, but no, I'm sorry, JoJo fans. I'm a JoJo fan, so I'm sorry. I don't know if you're a JoJo fan, Ryan, but I'm sorry. But still, you didn't have to do that because you do not owe the world anything. You're your own human being. Be happy. Talk about what makes you happy, what you genuinely want to talk about instead of going into this stuff, man.
Espero que tenha gostado. Tchau.
I'm pretty sure I recognize this game, and if I don't, I feel dumb. I'm gonna wait a bit.
salve para todos os membros Rank S: Deluxe, Rushoku, Apple Juice Neo, Nerd, Tailu, Might, Lucas Andrade, Forno Gamer, Cat Bombrulé, Pug Gamer, Joaquim Matos, Antônio, Nolan Lerdo, Frenix, Eliette Alves, Arthur Sanger e Laura Tiffany Dadalt.
All right. Now, to anyone who has seen what I just watched and what Ryan was talking about in regards to all of that, Akai and what a pint of Sonic93 mentioned in his video, please do not attack Ryan. He wasn't doing this to bully or hurt Akai, even though some things seem really out of bounds and too much, at least in my opinion, by far. The thing is, his intentions were not malicious. They were not one bit. But again, it's like our actions still matter with how we talk about somebody and why. And if it's really important to talk about someone being cringy, it's like, let's say if they're actually very negatively influential, that's why we could talk about them. But if it's someone that's just being quote unquote weird or literally weird and stuff, it's like I don't think it's worth putting it in a video and bringing so much attention, especially over how many years already. Especially, I mean, this stuff is old with Akai, especially with Sonic93. Even though I said that, the thing is, I do videos on Sonic93 or even Akai because people gatekeep. They sit there and attack them, or they try to mess around with a narrative that's been fake all this time, or mostly fake about somebody, and they use it to hurt them. And they drag other people in it. So yeah, people like me are gonna say something about it because there's no we're not able to diffuse it. Like there is no filter on it. So your name gets out there, someone's gonna talk about you, and then another person more than likely is gonna attack you and think it's funny. Now, I go into this right here with AmyChan. AmyChan is talking to Akai. Reason why I bring this up is because what AmyChan said is the one thing that debunks so much due to contradictions. 2020 people, January 16th. I don't remember, I don't know where it starts, but I suck. Basically, I'll read this first. AmyChan says, "Thank you so much, Jane. That really means a lot to me. And I'm glad you're doing fine. But no, I couldn't ever tell her my actual feelings. Sonic93 has always had this odd obsession with you and would never believe that you got better. She would always get angry if someone told her that you did. She would never believe it. She still thinks you're the same person from years ago. And that made me scared to confront her about it because of how angry she got. In fact, that's why she ended our friendship, because I wasn't completely on her side when she started this drama. Her apology video is still up, but it really doesn't seem genuine now since she started this up again. I do wish you luck if you decide to talk to her, though, since it's very difficult to get her to listen. The thing is, you say she doesn't appear to be genuine. 2023 came, and what happened? Akai was talking to both Moondisc and Root. Yeah? And mind you, AmyChan, Root was the one who cut ties with you, not the other way around, in case you've been telling people that. But here, well, actually, first of all, you say she had this odd obsession, and you didn't try to stop her from talking in Sonic93? I mean, you didn't try to stop, yeah. I don't get that. And I kind of do, because your narratives. All right, going here, Akai says, no problemo. No offense, I really remember how she treated me in her rant series. And this is what I mean, people, please stop excluding AmyChan. But I get why, because she's talking to AmyChan directly, but even then, Amy is using Akai at this moment. It brought me in a panic attack and very dark days, but I think she's gotten by her karma. I can understand she hates me, But her obsession over me is getting very unhealthy for her. She still uses me as an example of how to be an ass and jerk. I think she just has a personal bias to me. I really don't mind. Even her calling me Akai along proves she hates me. But I don't care. The thing about it is that if she's hit with karma, wouldn't AmyChan be hit with karma? No offense to you, Akai. No offense. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying there's something wrong with this. And it's not really you, it's more of this person, AmyChan, right here. Why she even didn't try to talk with me to make all clear. I don't mind if she would. And the thing is, both AmyChan and Sonic93 could have talked to you at that time, based on your logic right here. Again, no offense. So you never talked about the quitting the rants. She said in her video that you both talked a lot about it and she respected that you don't want to make more. I'm not afraid of her, but of me instead. I think I could one day do something I will regret in my emotions yet. Yes, Akai said, she said, I'm not afraid of Sonic93, but afraid of me instead of herself. I think I could one day do something I regret, especially with my emotions yet. She could use it against me. Again, I'm not really sure, but still itching me to talk, just like years ago. Now, what happens is somebody can manipulate you to think one thing or another about another person. And this is what AmyChan's doing, but I'm not saying Sonic93 never did anything harsh to Akai. I'm not. I'm saying the narratives don't match up, and that whatever AmyChan's trying to install in Akai about Root being abusive and all this, it's not true. That part is definitely not true. You can be a jerk or feel like a jerk or be subjectively a jerk to somebody, and someone wrongfully calls you abusive, all because you're like, I don't like you. But yeah, I understand. This is AmyChan. I understand she caused me to have a panic attack when she ended our friendship. She was screaming at me and called me names. It was awful. I'm very sorry that you went through that. I never understood her obsession with you years after the rants. There are way worse people out there. It's really not that serious, and I agree. I think she should have talked to you. Oh, I did talk to her about quitting rants. She understood and respected that. I meant I didn't talk to her about my regret for the rants on you and how I didn't think you were a bad person anymore, because she would get angry at other people who thought you were a good person now. And it made me scared to talk to her about that. Be careful if you do decide to talk with her. She can be manipulative and may misunderstand what you say to make you look bad. She never wants to admit she's wrong, but it's still up to you. Ryan, if you're seeing this is one of the reasons why I caution you on videos and stuff, because the whole thing with Akai and even with Sonic93 is much, much, much bigger than we can ever see. And right here, AmyChan had made the ultimate biggest mistake, telling someone who was apparently manipulated and hurt and put into a panic attack by a quote unquote abuser to go and talk to that same quote unquote abuser. If Sonic93 was really a doxer or a dox enabler or any of that stuff, why would you tell Akai, oh, hey, if you do decide to talk to her, it's up to you, basically? Well, let me change that. She was leaving it up to her. Why would you even leave it up to her? Why? She never admits that never wants to admit that she's wrong, but hey, Akai, break a leg and go talk to her, right? Oh, be careful if you do decide to talk with her. She's manipulative. She can be manipulative and may misunderstand. Oh, she put me in a panic attack like she apparently put you in a panic attack, but it's okay to talk to her. If both of these is actually true because of what you are installing into Akai's mind over what happened, by adding this extra flavor of what is questionable, why are you still leaving it up to her to talk to her? If she did, I'm not saying it's true. There's something wrong with it, but I'm also not saying it's false, even though I still see something wrong with this, because we need more answers. But why, when she says this, and when you say this, you're leaving it up to Akai to talk to her. And when she did, 2023 came, cycle ends here, AmyChan, Ryan, if you see this, everyone, if you see this, AmyChan, why didn't any of you complain about Akai leaving this comment right here? I'm not saying it's a bad thing she did. No, it's not bad. But why didn't anybody show worry if all this stuff about Root was true? If it was true that she put Akai in a panic attack and put you in a panic attack, why didn't you raise the alarm? Ryan, this is exactly why I'm like, dude, unless you do a lot of fact checking, it's not worth it. Akai has gone through far worse. And I'm glad that you pointed out that, she's not a monster and all that, but it goes deeper to the point that even Root is not a monster. AmyChan, if you see this, you're a monster by being an enabler of putting someone in potential harm's way. But people, anybody who sees this, if you make Sonic93 videos or videos on Akai or anybody, you need to have a good reason. Because talking about someone who is cringe, especially when we are being globally affected by a lot of nonsense out there, especially in the political world, it's not worth it. Help each other. Be there for each other. You're going to see cringe in video games. You're going to see cringe in TV shows. Talk about that. Laugh about that. These are real people. Ryan's a real person, especially. But with that said, be safe.